Welcome. Thank you for joining me. The year is 2026. Crazy, I know. I'm wearing my New Year's headband. Think I've worn this every New Year's and like birthday since 2021, I think. And then I forgot to wear it this New Year's. So I'm wearing it now. Happy New Year. So, for today's video, I'm going to be talking about how this year in 2026, I really want to try and do a low buy year. We are 1 week in almost. It's January 6th right now. I have already made a couple of purchases this year, which I will be going over with you. Nothing like unplanned. And for today's video, I'm going to go over what my expectations are for myself this year, the rules of my low buy, and yeah, we're going to talk about it. I really like watching these kinds of videos. I really like the idea of just like consuming less. I feel like so much of life gets swept away in like the consuming of things. For me, this is really about saving money to do the things that I actually really want to do. I want to travel more. I want to have more experiences. I've been thinking about going to school. I'm going to need to save up some money for that. So we're going to see where life takes me, but I really want to like have money to put aside for those things. I just want to be more conscious this year. I think I was a lot more conscious last year than I ever had been before, which I think is like setting a really good foundation for this year, because even though I was spending more and like consuming more than I would have liked, I do think that I was a lot more conscious about it, and like really tried to focus on quality over quantity, stuff like that. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to get into what the rules for myself are for my low buy year. We're going to start with things that I am not allowed to buy. Now, like I said, this isn't a no buy, this is a low buy. There are things that I need this year that I have already planned for. Like I said, I've already made some purchases this year. So a lot of these kind of, it's like, okay, this is what I can't buy, but there's still like exceptions to the rules purely because I do still need things, unfortunately. Number one is going to be anything that I am either impulse buying or I feel like I'm just buying because of scarcity marketing. Sometimes I find myself going into a store and knowing the way that stores work these days, which is like you see something in a store, the chance that they're still going to be carrying that like clothing item in 3 to 6 months, like say I like put it on my wish list and I'm like, I'm gonna come back to this later, there's a solid chance I won't be able to buy that anymore in 3 to 6 months. So I really want to stay away from that. Like anything that I'm like, oh, I need to buy this now because they might not have it in a few months when I like have sat on the purchase for a while. Yeah, we're just not gonna do that because there's a lot of good quality clothing out there. I don't need to just like be grabbing things off the rack anyway. Which brings me on to my second item, which is that this year I really don't want to buy very many clothing items or like shoes. This one is one of those rules that does have an exception. I need a new pair of work shoes, like badly, and I've even heard that it's best for your feet if you have two pairs to switch out. I already have a plan for this for at least like one new pair of shoes because my work shoes are just like, they're absolutely dead. I walk a lot for work, so they've just been beaten to death. I don't think they're very good for my feet anymore. Like they are just, actually maybe I can show you. Okay, so these are my work shoes. These are my Hoka Clifton 9s, I think, suede. Like if you look at the bottom of the sole, it's actually not that bad, but like the sides are definitely ripped to shreds like this. The entire outer part of the sole is just gone. They're pretty shredded up inside. You can see on the heel there. Yeah, I need new work shoes. I need some new like base layers for winter. I think I should be good on shirts, but my like base layer pants that I wear under my pants are like they have holes in them. They're also too small. I could use some new ones. I can't think of everything right now, clothing and shoes wise, but like basically I do have a list. Those are the only things I'm allowed to buy. I'm not just gonna go thrifting, even though I love thrifting. I'm not just gonna go thrifting. I'm not just gonna go clothes shopping. Like I really have everything that I need right now, aside from those few items. Number 3, we have books. I have quite the TBR, to be read, stack of books right now. I'm gonna insert either a clip or a picture. I did read 71 books in 2025. I'll say 71 and a half. There was one I started in 2025 and then I finished it like on the 1st or the 2nd. So yeah, I have read a lot of books, a lot of audiobooks, some physical books. I do want to focus more on reading my physical books that I own this year. But like audiobooks get me through the day sometimes. Like that's what I listen to in the car, when I'm cleaning, stuff like that, because I like to have something playing that I don't have to like pay attention to visually while I'm doing other things. So books, unless I get through the whole stack of TBR, which I just don't see happening, honestly. Like if they were audiobooks maybe, but considering it's a stack of physical books, I don't think I'm gonna get through them. Maybe until the end of the year. I don't know. We will see. Honestly, I don't even know how many I have. That's one of my goals for today. Like, I want to go through and stack up all of my TBR books so I can put them in one place and see actually what needs to be read. So, no new books for me this year. Number 4 on my list of things I won't be buying is anything that I have to buy online. Again, there are exceptions. I don't live in like a major city. There are certain things that you just can't buy in person. And when that's the case, I really just want to be super aware and very thoughtful about those purchases, because obviously buying things online is incredibly easy and accessible. And if you're like me and you have impulse spending issues, that can be a little bit too accessible. So I'm going to really try this year to only buy things in store, in person. I want to try if I can buy things from places that are not big box stores. I will obviously be making that choice over buying from like Target, Walmart, stuff like that. My priority is just to buy a lot fewer things online. That being said, one of my purchases that I've made this year is an online purchase. I bought a planner. I love planners. I've been using planners for years and years now. How well I stick to them each year varies. I'm excited about the one I got this year. It hasn't arrived yet, but I am excited to try it out. My dog is barking. I don't remember what I was saying. I had to go give my dog a treat so that she would stop barking. I know I was talking about online shopping, but yeah, I want to do less of that whenever possible. It's not always going to be possible because of where I live, and that's okay, but I'm going to try my best. Anything I do buy this year, I haven't said this, but anything that I buy this year, I haven't set an exact time limit, at least 2 weeks. I want to think on it for at least 2 weeks before I buy anything. A lot of these things I'm only going to buy if I reach certain milestones with my yearly goals, which I will get into that at the end of the video. Number 5 on this list, any new beauty products. I think I have a pretty set routine. I think I'm good. Anything I buy makeup wise is going to be repurchasing things that run out. This actually ties into my next one, which is no new skincare, number 6. I have a skincare routine that works for me right now. Winter and summer tend to differ a little bit, but not so much that I really need to buy more things, you know? They're just slightly different. That was actually one of my other purchases. I don't even remember if I made it last year or this year technically, but I was running out of skincare products, 2 of them, so I repurchased those. Yeah, skincare and makeup routine, pretty set. I'm gonna stick to them and only repurchase when I need to, which I think makeup wise I'm like pretty set right now. Okay, number 7 is no new hobbies. Emphasis on the new. I'm a hobby girl. I have a lot of hobbies. I crochet, I play guitar, I play a few instruments, but guitar is my best one. I sing. I love being crafty and doing things with my hands. I love cooking. I got a bread machine for Christmas. I've been using that a lot. I'm very excited about it. Point being, I don't really need any new hobbies. If I do pick up any new hobbies this year, it's only going to be things that are either free, I don't need to buy anything for, or like I already have everything for the hobby. Because yeah, I have a lot of hobbies. I want to focus on them more this year. No new hobbies. I have enough hobbies for now. Number 8 is tea. I have a lot of tea right now. Actually, we got tea advent calendars for Christmas. Yeah, we did not drink one a day. We had I think I had 4 total. I love drinking tea. but like it's definitely one of those things where like I get in the mood to drink tea for a while and then I'm like not in the mood to drink tea for a while. So I have plenty of tea. I have like that whole advent calendar still, and then I have like my regular tea stash. So I want to get through that for the most part. So that is the end of the list of things that I will not be buying this year. It's not an extensive list. There are plenty of other things that I won't be buying that I just felt like I didn't need to make a strict rule for myself about. These are the things that I feel like I struggle with the most. I am also going to be making a video, I think next week, inspired by a video that I watched called 26 Things I Won't Be Buying in 2026 by a YouTuber named Alyssa Barber. I really liked that. I liked the idea of like sitting down and thinking about things that I will not be buying this year. Now I'm on to things that I listed them under like my system is like a red, yellow, and green marker. So like red is not buying, yellow is caution, so like I have to think about it before I make those purchases, and then green is like things that I don't have to think about. So the next category, caution, yellow, is starting off with eating out at restaurants in general, getting coffee, getting food. This is under caution because I'm not going to say that I can't do this. This isn't something that I really struggle with. Definitely towards the end of the year last year, me and my fiance were like eating a lot more meals outside of our home because like the holidays just get insane. Like I spent way too much money on like snacks at work and stuff because like that's the busy season at my work, and like things were just crazy. I was working overnight for a month, and like yeah, it was it was a rough time. But in my typical day-to-day life where I have a meal plan, I prep my grocery list ahead of time and like all this stuff. I'm pretty good about that. I don't eat out a ton. It's under a caution because I'm gonna allow myself 2 a month. So I've already had one breakfast sandwich to go this month. We're only a week in. So that's one of my 2. Next is one that I saw a lot of people put on their like they're not gonna buy it list. For me, I don't think it's realistic, and I think it's gonna make me more likely to not complete my low buy. Treats, so like chocolate, sweets, candy, ice cream. I usually buy like one thing a week at the grocery store, and that like gets me through. I'm just gonna be realistic. I'm gonna try to buy things on my grocery trips that will last me the week. I do get really strong cravings around my period, so again, that's like one thing that maybe I'll let myself once a month get that thing that I'm craving. I feel like that's honestly balance. So yeah. Number 3 on my caution list is wish list items. I did kind of go over this earlier, but when I have a wish list item, it's not just like, oh, it's on my wish list and it's payday, so I'm gonna buy it. Like, no, it has to go on the wish list. I think it's gonna be at least 2 weeks. Like, that's the baseline. At least 2 weeks. I might up that amount of time in the future just because, again, like, I don't want to, like, on payday, I'm like, ooh, I want this thing. And then so next payday, that's the first thing I do is, like, buy it. There's also going to be restrictions to it. Like, it has to be under a certain dollar amount. It can't just be like, oh, well, I want it and I've had it on my list for a month, so put it on the credit card. You know, like, that's not what I want to be doing. So wish list items, I'm going to allow myself to buy. I just have to think about the rules around that. I haven't quite decided. And then another caution is something I kind of talked about on my no-go list, which is existing hobby items. If I have, you know, a crochet project I want to make, I have so much yarn already. I don't need to buy more for every single project. If there is a project I want to make, that might be one of those things where like the supplies for it need to go on my wish list, and that is only after I've confirmed I don't have anything that would work for it already in my collection. I do have a few crochet projects that are unfinished. I'm not gonna like be strict on myself about having to finish those before I start anything else, just because sometimes I enjoy jumping around to different projects because it just helps. When I get into like an upswing with my crochet, I will sit there and I will crochet for so long that my hands hurt. And so if I'm in the mood to crochet, sometimes it helps to jump between projects because like doing different stitches helps my hands not hurt so much. Existing hobbies, it's a caution. Supplies have to go on the wish list. I can't just be like, well, this is already a hobby, so I'm gonna go out and buy some new yarn at the craft store. And then last on my caution list is gifts for others. I'm not gonna tell myself that I can't buy people gifts. for like their birthdays or holidays or whatever. I put this under caution because I just want to be mindful when I'm getting people gifts. I don't want to just be buying a gift for the sake of buying a gift. Like, oh, I need a gift for this. Like, I want to be mindful about it. I want to give myself time to think about it beforehand. And that's really it. That's my caution for that item. Last but not least, these are going to be my items that are part of my green list. They're good to go. I can purchase them without needing to sit on the purchase for 2 weeks or whatever. Like, I can just buy them. This is my shortest list, which I'm pretty proud of. Number one, I've already talked about it, but like makeup, skincare, shower product replacements. Like when I run out, or actually preferably like a week before I run out. So that way I'm not making impulse purchases being like, oh no, I ran out of shampoo or I ran out of moisturizer. I can just already have it on hand, maybe like a week before I run out, so that I am using my tried and true products all year. I don't need to like give myself permission to buy those replacements, but nothing new. Number two, meds. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. It would be kind of wild to be like, I don't know if I should spend my money on that. Number three, groceries. I already have a set budget for groceries, and I've been doing that for the past year. I've stuck to it pretty well, like not every single time, because you know, sometimes you run out of multiple things at once and then your grocery bill is a lot more expensive than you want it to be. But I've stuck to that pretty strictly and pretty well for the past year. So I feel confident that like when I'm going into the grocery store, I don't need to be like, well, do I need this? Do I need this? Like, I'm pretty good about making my list of the things that I need, going in, getting those items, and getting out. So I don't need to watch myself on that. I'm confident. And then fourth and last item on this list is anything for my dog that she needs. Obviously, I'm not going to run out and buy her a new toy every single week, but like, she's still a puppy. We go through a lot of treats, food. We go through toys sometimes. She can be a little bit destructive. So all of those things, like, and then like obviously vet appointments as well. I'm not going to think about it. If she needs something, she's going to get it. Feeling pretty good about that. And that's my last item. I'm excited for this next year. Oh, I was going to show you how I'm tracking my goals. I don't know if this should be its own video or not, but I'm at least going to show you. So the other day, I got home from work and I sat down and I got out some index cards and all my craft supplies, and I made punch cards. I've been seeing this going around on Pinterest and TikTok, and I am the type of person who is more likely to get things done if it's gamified. If I feel like I'm trying to be competitive, even if it's only with myself, if I'm being competitive, if it's fun and if it scratches that like dopamine itch in my brain, I'm much more likely to do things. And this seemed like a really good way to do that for me, because getting to punch out my goals on these cards, I just feel like it's gonna be good. I think that's gonna be good for me. So I have 10 of them here. I might make one more because I want to journal more and I forgot to make one for journaling. And these are kind of like quarterly goals. So these are for the first quarter of the year, things that I want to accomplish. Not strictly, but I did talk about this one. So like I said, I walk a lot for work. I need new work shoes. So I have this one, which is after I walk 1 million steps this year, I get a reward, which like you're not going to be able to see that. But once I walk 1 million steps, I'm going to get a reward of new work shoes, new Hokas. Working 4 days, I've probably walked between 30 and 40,000 steps already this year. I usually get at least 10,000 steps at work each shift. There's different markers on here for 100,000 steps. So I can punch out each 100,000 steps that I take until I reach 1 million. And at that point, I can buy a new pair of work shoes. I'm excited for these. I think they're going to help me stay on track with my goals a lot better, because I'm such a visual person. It helps me so much to have visual reminders of things, and it helps me a lot to have fun with my goals. I don't know if I'll walk 1 million in the first quarter of the year. It might take me a little longer, unless I'm like going out of my way to walk more steps, which I probably won't, because I already walk so much for work, but a lot of these, it's for the first quarter of the year. And I'm thinking of attaching, because not all of these have a reward written on them, so I might write on them, the ones that don't have a specific reward tied to them. I might write like reward 1 wishlist items under $70, something like that. I don't think it's necessary to be rewarded for every single one because the reward is actually sticking to my goals this year. I'm feeling confident, guys. I have my planner. I'm really excited about my planner. I think it has a better layout for my brain than any of my past planners. It's a little bit custom, and I have these, which are gonna make it fun. And honestly, I'm gonna be so real right now. If this planner doesn't work out, because like I said, it's different than the planners I've used before. If this planner doesn't work out this year and I don't really end up using it, I might be done with planners. They might have to go on my no-buy for next year because I'm worried that I like the idea of using a planner more than I actually like using the planner. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I feel like my frontal lobe is more developed now than ever, and I might be able to stick to the planner better this year because I stuck to it decently well last year, but not as well as I would have liked. So anyway, that's today's video. I feel like I've just been talking for ages. Thank you for watching my first video of 2026 and of this new chapter in my life that I'm in right now. I appreciate you being here. Let me know down below in the comments if you have any things this year that you either don't want to purchase or you want to be conscious about purchasing, or any purchases that you want to save up to make. Let me know. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you in my next video because that's another goal for this year. I want to make 52 YouTube videos and post them. Very specific. I have to post them. I can't just make them. 52, one for every week of the year. All right. See you in the next one. Bye.